I had a video come out about a Ray Comfort illustration about God that didn't age so well. And apparently, I wasn't in on the joke, or he was in on the joke. Apparently, he is saying that this was all a troll to atheists, but I'm not so sure. So this is from his document. Now, again, macro, I love Ray Comfort. I think what he does is awesome. I think his approach to street evangelism is a great blueprint for a lot of people. I think his approach to content is pretty solid. But this was funny when I saw it come up with Kirk Cameron. But apparently he had made a documentary about this a while ago. So I wanted to react to it and give you guys give him a fair shot. Again, I would love to sit down with Ray Comfort. I'm a fan, but I thought this was funny. This is him on the Banana Man. All right.
Now, if you study a well-made banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 ridges, on the close side 2 ridges. If you get your hand ready to grip a banana, you'll find on the far side 3 grooves, close side 2 grooves. The banana and the hand are perfectly made, one for the other. You'll find the maker of the banana, Almighty God, has made it with a non-slip surface. It has outward indicators of inward contents: green too early, yellow just right, black too late.
And it almost sounds like Laughing Tracks.
Bro, I think this is Laughing Tracks.
Is he being like, I still don't get, like, is this, okay, let me ask you this. Say he's trolling.
Yeah.
Does the audience know he's trolling? Is it possible that anyone really has taken a banana and did this illustration or played this for youth group kids?
1,000,000%, bro.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's starting to sound like a laughing track a little bit. Mainly because the laughter was just as loud at every part, specifically the part where there was no joke.
Yeah.
Green if it's early, yellow if it's just right, black if it's too late.
Yep. Maybe it's not a laughing track though, but because I will say I've spoken at a lot of churches, and sometimes you could be funny without being funny.
Okay.
You know? Go ahead.
Now, if you go to the top of the banana, you'll find the maker, as with the Coca-Cola can makers, has placed a tab at the top for ease of entry.
Okay, we got audience.
When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt in your face. You'll find the wrapper, which is biodegradable, has perforations, like your pad paper. It usually has 4 perforations. Notice how gracefully it sits over the human hand. Notice the pointed top for ease of entry, just the right shape for the human mouth. Chewy, palatable, good for you, and the maker has even curved it toward the face to make the whole process so much easier. That's if you get it the right way around.
Okay.
Of course, if you give one of these to a chimpanzee, it hasn't got the sense to use a tab. They all go like that, open this end, entirely disproving Darwin's theory tale of evolution. In 2001, the actor Kirk Cameron heard one of my sermons, a teaching called Hell's Best Kept Secret, which resulted in us combining ministries. It was now 2003, and Kirk and I were about to film an episode on the subject of atheism for season 1 of our television program. When I told him I'd like to do the banana routine, he was concerned that atheists would mock me for it. My thought was that it was for Christian television, and atheists wouldn't even get to see it.
Yeah, I did. I used to be a devout atheist. That sounds a little strange, but I was committed to my belief that God didn't exist.
Despite his concern, he was very gracious, and we filmed it anyway.
Hold this, Kirk. Behold, the atheist's nightmare.
This is the clip. This is the video I reacted to.
Yep.
Top of the banana, you'll find, as with the soda can makers, they placed a tab at the top. So God has placed a tab at the top. When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt in your face.
It was a bit flat without a live audience, but it was no big deal. We put it into our program and never gave it a second thought. 3 years had passed. Our television program was now in its 3rd season, was award-winning, and it was airing in 170 countries. Prayer is the line of communication. It was popular because it was unique for Christian television.
Hey, I thought you told me this was a private beach.
They're building a high-rise.
Doesn't sound like construction to me.
Pause this. This is where you just got way too much budget.
This is us in 10 years, bro. Christian Daily Wire. Oh, this is great. Look, we're doing like spaghetti westerns, Christian
What
spaghetti
is happening?
westerns, bro. They're having fun. I'm here for it. There's something about it that's very reminiscent of like Sunday school or like my Christian school in like kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, rainy day, the teacher rolls in.
Someone cut that check though.
They
had a budget for this mug.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, play.
Death can come when you're least expecting it. You can get up, Ray. It's just a flesh wound.
Things were humming until I was told that the banana parody was all over the internet. I couldn't understand why it would be, but I soon found out. Someone had captured it from our television program, removed the Coke can portion so that the parody didn't make sense. Then he said that the original banana wasn't that shape and that it had been genetically altered to fit the human hand. It even produced a motion graphic in an effort to convince people that it had nothing to do with God making it for mankind. The clip without the Coke can made me look really dumb, but it was just another bump in the road, or so I thought. The issue exploded when the world's most famous atheist, Professor Richard Dawkins, mockingly did the banana routine during a television interview.
Beautifully designed, like it fits neatly into the hand. Right. And it's got a tab at the top for ease of opening. So it doesn't squirt in your face. And then he says, and it's exactly the right shape. It's curved towards the face for ease of eating. And it's color-coded, green too early, black too late, yellow just...
And while addressing university students.
Ray Comfort is a New Zealander living in...
So this sparks beef with him and Richard Dawkins.
Yeah, Richard Dawkins is trolling, for
which
sure.
Which is great. So it's like a troll on top of a troll, but all along, I'm not sure. I don't know, man.
I'm trying to... It sounds like he's actually going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
That, like, it was a routine that was an illustration that was lighthearted.
Yeah.
There was funny moments of it, like, oh, the banana's facing away. Like it's just kind of lighthearted and goofy.
Yeah.
I don't think it was intentionally supposed to be inappropriate.
I don't know if it was even that inappropriate. I do think that it's funny that Christians took it seriously. Like there's a certain percentage that took it seriously.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It sounds like the intention was to make it like just a simple routine that shows how God can design things.
Hey, did you know that you can watch videos like this on the Spotify app? We now are on Spotify under Ruslan Bless God Podcast. So if you're driving and you want to go back and forth between listening to the podcast and just the audio or watching the video, consider doing it now on the Spotify app as well as all podcast platforms. All right, I'll see you over there.
I do think he was probably 51% serious because he's even salty at the fact that the illustration that the banana was altered.
Yeah, all right.
Living in the United States.
I'm trying to see if he explains whether it was a inappropriate joke or not.
Yeah. Hold on, pause it. Megan, it's not about siding with the atheist, but we have to be sober and be like, yo, this was funny. And this is kind of sus. Like the initial illustration was a little sus, and there are definitely Christians that take it seriously.
Yeah.
It's not about like, I pledge allegiance to these atheists over the homie Ray Comfort. Like we should be able to poke fun of ourselves.
Yeah.
This joint,
he made a whole documentary about it.
He made a whole documentary about it. Clearly, he's, anyway, go ahead.
Was the banana. If you study about my banana, you'll find that it perfectly fits the human hand as a tab at top for ease of
Kirk's wise words of warning came back to haunt me.
It's kind of unfair of me because Ray Comfort is probably the very bottom of the creationist barrel. He's the worst of the bunch.
If you study about my banana, you'll notice.
So when I say Ray Comfort is really, really stupid, I'm saying something.
Wow.
Dang.
The original Banana Man clip quickly topped over 1 million views, and it had dozens of spin-offs. There were Banana Man videos, Banana Man songs, and many Banana Man memes.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
I took delight in re-editing my interviews to make me say things I didn't say. My Facebook page became inundated by thousands of atheists and became almost impossible to moderate.
Behold, the Christian's nightmare. Now, if you study a well-made banana, you'll find it's a consequence of evolution.
The day after, I interviewed outspoken atheist Professor P.Z. Myers.
And all these arguments, all like atheist versus Christian arguments, are just based off creationism versus evolution.
So stupid.
And it's like, you're not arguing Christian versus atheism.
I was surprised to see that he posted the headline, "I met Ray Comfort tonight." He also posted photos of us taken during the interview of atheists using bananas to sword fight in the foreground. Almost overnight, I'd become the international celebrity idiot poster boy for atheism. Yet something strange began to happen. Atheists didn't feel threatened by Banana Man. When high-profile atheists invited me onto their programs, they seemed surprised that I was able to string a whole sentence together, and they'd let me share the gospel. The clown could actually juggle words, and if he breathed a little fire at the same time, who cares? It was kind of entertaining. And so began a strange and wonderful journey.
Okay, I see where this is going.
When I was interviewed on the Atheist Experience, they started a tradition by keeping it.
That's the show we just reacted to.
Yeah, that's Matt Dolvani. I think Mike Winger debated him.
But the Atheist Experience is the shorts we just reacted to yesterday.
Banana in view for the entire interview. Then they let me share the gospel, and despite that, it became their most popular video with over 500,000 views. Anything about Banana Man received more than normal attention, some getting hundreds of thousands of YouTube views, some over 1 million. When atheists reviewed our movies, they would get a massive audience. Atheists found they could get video views by using my name in a derogatory way. They took one of their interviews of a woman in Hollywood in which there was a clear gospel presentation and renamed it Ray Comfort Gets Destroyed. Our version had about 30,000 views, but theirs quickly received 10 times that amount.
Jeez.
Michelle, what do you think happens when someone dies?
I think we call it recycled soul.
You're gonna get recycled?
Yeah, your soul get recycled. How about that?
Who's in charge of that? God?
Okay, pause this. I'm still missing so we're at 14:11. Let me watch the original illustration because I'm still so okay. So here it is. What makes it come off sus is that this is the punchline to the Coke illustration. Okay?
Yes.
So
it's in the front of my Bible. When I suggested publishing these in a special Bible, on this day in Florida, even though nobody's opposing me, I'm a little nervous. It's because I'm about to do that same Coke can and banana parody that makes fun of atheism, and I'm not sure if I can get my listeners to crack a smile. This is because atheists don't think of their beliefs as being ridiculous and therefore worthy of ridicule. Up until that time, I'd been doing the banana routine for about 20 years.
Billions of years ago, there was this massive explosion in space. Nobody knows what caused the explosion. It just happened.
And over those 20 years, I'd always got a laugh from Christians as soon as I produced the banana. Behold, the atheist's nightmare.
Okay.
But this was going to be different. Here's the beginning and the ending of the parody at the Atheist Convention. Behold, the atheist's nightmare. Now, if you study a well-made banana, of which this is, you'll find on the far side there are 3 ridges. On the close side, 2 ridges.
okay, I'm still missing the stinking Coke. What is the setup for it?
I think this is the setup, and we can see if we can find it too. Here's the setup. Atheists, do you think this Coke can came out of nowhere with a tab to open at the top?
Sure.
Perfect for holding into a hand. I think that's the setup.
Okay.
Now, do you think this banana came from nowhere, just magically appeared because of just like nothing, a vacuum, right? A tab at the top, perfectly molded for the hand, a spot to consume from. That was the illustration. So it was comparing that, like, atheists would never believe. So the joke was this: atheists would never believe a Coke can came out of nowhere with contents inside to consume.
Hey, you want to see something kind of crazy? Over 75% of the people that watch this channel are not subscribed. Please consider subscribing and turning your bell notification on so that you don't miss anything we have going here.
But they do believe that a banana came from nowhere with contents inside to consume. This documentary shows how it blew up, got viral, but he still spun it. So he was able to go on hundreds of atheist shows and still share the gospel.
I love that.
And they got played, which is hilarious. But and actually a fun illustration of like, do you think this Coke can came out of nowhere? But with that one Kirk Cameron one with no audience, the specific words he uses has innuendos that are just not it. Actually, a good point. It actually, as we're watching that, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a good point.
The atheist banana.
The
atheist nightmare.
The setup, the whole setup with the Coke can. Do you think this came from nowhere? It was like, absolutely not.
So the original video has the Coke can in it, but they clipped it out.
Yes.
Okay. And when you clip it out, the whole squirt thing comes off way more sus.
Yeah, and
don't squirt in your mouth. You do that whole motion, right? It comes off. Yeah, it comes off weird.
Yeah, I mean, even with the Coke can,
yeah,
it's an illustration that didn't age into the new time. Bananas became, you know what I'm saying? Like if 15 years ago there was an eggplant illustration. Imagine that. 15 years ago there was an eggplant illustration, and then 15 years later we're in today's time where eggplant is used as a term for, then it would be rather funny for an atheist to find a Christian saying, look at this eggplant.
Sure.
It's very big. It's girth. It holds it. It's heavy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the joke. So he said he's been doing it for 20 years before that, and that was old. Yeah. So culture was more innocent. It was just an easier joke. It was only about the fact that we wouldn't believe that a cocaine can came out of nowhere, and then a banana's there too.
Got it.
Later, as culture aged up, people got more debaucherous in the mind. It became a meme because he's like doing all the hand motions, talking about squirting in his face, of an L.
Going back to this clip, when you don't have the clip, the context.
Bang in space. Nobody knows what caused the Big Bang. It just happened. And from this bang issued this huge rock. On top of the rock was found a sweet brown bubbly substance. And over millions of years, aluminum crept up the side, formed itself into a
here's the full video.
Red, and then a tad. And then millions of years later, red paint, blue paint, white paint fell from the sky and formed itself into the words, 12 fluid ounces. Do not litter. You're saying, what are you doing? You're insulting my intellect. And so I am. Because we know if the can is made, there must be a maker. If it's designed, there must be a designer. To believe the soda can happened by chance is to move into an intellectual free zone. It's to have an echo when you think. It's to have brain liposuction.
Yes.
Hold this, Kirk. Behold the atheist's nightmare. Now, if you study a well-made banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 ridges.
And it starts right there.
On the close side, 2 ridges. If you get your hand ready to grip a banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 grooves, on the close side 2 grooves. The banana and the hand are perfectly made one for the other. You'll find the maker of the banana, Almighty God, has made it with a non-slip surface. It has outward indicators of inward contents. Green, too early. Yellow, just right. Black, too late.
Okay, pause
it. At the top of the banana.
That's it. It just didn't age well. That's all it was. It was a really good illustration.
That's all I said in my video. I said it didn't age well. Y'all came for my neck.
And check this out. He even admits that Kirk Cameron said, I'm nervous that the atheists are going to make fun of you for this. Oh. And he was thinking, they're just going to think it's a silly illustration.
Yeah.
He didn't realize, he didn't listen to his younger counsel.
Yeah.
And read between the lines. Kirk Cameron 100% knew the routine.
Well, Kirk Cameron's laughing while he's doing this.
Well, and he's laughing because of the innuendos, not because the routine is silly like Ray Comfort initially made it to be. Okay. So Kirk Cameron was the younger audience that was like, he doesn't realize this, all the innuendos.
So God has placed a tab at the top. When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt on your face. You'll find the...
Look at Kirk Cameron. Zoom in on Kirk Cameron's face real quick.
He literally laughing because he understands the innuendos. He was trying to
I don't think Ray is saying it with innuendos.
No, he's not. That's the best part. And Kirk Cameron was not trying to be vulgar to the big homie.
Yeah.
And say, hey Ray, I know you're listen to your illustration on TV because it's there's a lot of penis innuendos there and sex innuendos. He was just trying to be light with it. I don't think the atheists, I think they made fun of you for that. And then Ray's like, no, it's worked for 20 years. And he's like, and then he's like, Kirk Cameron's like, okay, another time, so he's not going to be direct and vulgar about it. He's just like, all right, man. So he's sitting there, he knows all the innuendos.
All right.
And he's having a hard time.
Wrapper, which is biodegradable, has perforations. Notice how gracefully it sits over the human hand.
Yeah, Helen has a good take. Ray may be too innocent for his good.
100%.
Notice it has a point at the top for ease of entry. It's just the right shape for the human mouth. It's chewy, easy to digest, and it's even curved toward the face to make the whole process so much easier. Seriously, Kirk, the whole of creation testifies to the genius of God's creative hand. It absolutely does. You think?
Wait.
All right, we're just going to watch Kurt now. We're just going to zoom in on Kurt.
Right.
It's chewy, easy to digest, and it's even curved toward the face to make the whole process so much easier.
Shifting.
Seriously, Kirk, the whole of creation testifies to the genius of God's creative hand. It absolutely does. You think?
He's pulling back his smile because he knows he has to go into his part of the script.
Yeah. Okay. So his point is, this wasn't supposed to be serious. It's a light joke, but it came off funny because it was not told in a live audience setting, and it comes off sus because there's probably not an audience. It's also removing the context of the soda can, which is important.
Very important.
But nevertheless, this opened the door for him to go on a bunch of atheist podcasts.
Yeah.
Which is a dub. That's a W. Hey, this is a segment from our daily after party stream. Consider partnering with us online for as little as $5 a month to get access to these daily after party streams completely unedited. You'll also get access to our podcast as they are streamed live into the community before anyone else gets to see them, get to interact with our guests, get access to our private Discord server, and a discount code for our store for as little as $5 a month. Ultimately, that will help towards helping us continue contextualizing the gospel using media and podcast here on YouTube. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.